One love to the humble. One love to the humble. One love to the humble. Welcome to the most unique channel on YouTube. Welcome. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. I really, really do. But I got to get right into it. Will black people survive another 200 years? Will black people survive another 200 years? Some people say, I don't care. Some people don't care about it. Some people are not thinking about the generations that's going to come after them. So they don't really care what condition black people end up in. Why would they care? Because most black people don't think past the end of the year, let alone 200 years from now. People don't care. And I'm looking at the condition of our community, which I don't think most of us look at or even concerned about. I really don't think so. Because there's no way you can care about your community and understand what's going on in your community and still support and do the things that we do. How is that possible? When you go to your job every day, when you wake up and go to your job, you give importance to things so you can keep your job. You put focus on things that's gonna help you keep your job when you go there every day. When you come home, you do things to make sure, if you have children, you do things with your children to make sure your children are gonna be okay. If you don't have children, you do things to make sure that your house and your livelihood is gonna be okay tomorrow. Everything you do is focusing on the future. That's what, everything you do is focusing on the next day. It's focusing on the future. But see, when it comes to the black race, we don't think about it like that. And maybe I've been wrong in the past in the way that I've discussed things. Maybe I've been wrong. Because I'm starting to realize something. I knew I always had that gut feeling, but I tried to delude myself into believing something else. I was wrong. I was wrong. There's different type of black people. And my mindset is like the unity part. We preach this unity. We preach this. We from all from Africa. We preach this whole unified aspect when that ain't the truth, man. Most of us are not we don't think like that. We don't see it from that perspective of all of us are unified. We got different levels of us. It just depends on what level you on and how you view your life and another black person's life. What I come to realize is in my research, because I do research, I just look like this and I just talk like this. But I do my research. I got a bookshelf full of books that I've been reading, and some of them I haven't read yet that I need to read. From times that's different from today. And I do also, now that with the invention of the internet and cell phones, it's so much easier to do some serious research. But the rules have been broken. But anyway, look. We have got to understand that even though we're all on different levels in life, we are 13% of the population, and we're going to that number is going to drop drastically in the next 50 years. That number is going to drop drastically. 13% going to go down to about 9%, and then in about 50 more years, it's going to go down to about 2%. It's going to keep dropping. But see, you can't tell black people that. You can't tell nobody that. They don't understand it. They don't see what's going on and how it's going to affect the next 100, 200 years. Because see, when you look at the civil rights movement and you look at we are suffering today directly from what happened during the civil rights. And they picked up the civil rights like it was a great thing. But at the time, it probably seemed like a good thing at the time for some black people. But most black people were not with it because most black people probably weren't with it, but that small group that understood what was going on wasn't probably with it. You see what I'm saying? They wasn't with it. They knew that this was going to be a disaster. And it's a disaster right now. Because prior to the civil go I'm tired of talking about it. Go back and study what we were doing prior to the civil rights. A lot of you people that watch this video, you about my age. I've been looking at my analytics. You know what I'm talking about. And if you don't know, go back and look. I mean, we ain't that old. We wasn't alive during the civil rights, of course. But go and study that time, man. Look at what was going on during that time. Look at how black people were living during that time. This whole idea that Jim Crow was like stopping black people and keeping black people back, it's not true, man. Because see, one thing we had during that time, we had each other. We had each other. And that's why we were succeeding. That's why we were growing as a community. That's why we had everything we needed. We lost it all after the civil rights movement because we were told that we need to go over here. We're doing sit-ins. We going to restaurants, sitting down, and doing all these things that was not necessary to do. But we did it, and we lost everything. Now here we are in 2024 with nothing but government assistance. That's all we got. The majority of us are on government assistance of some type. It's only like a small percentage that's above that. That's above that. They don't use it. But most of us are doing it. We are so corrupt. And then that's the one part. That what I just explained is one part that's going to hurt our community. Then the next part that's going to hurt our community is we are not producing replacements. We're not producing enough. We don't have enough children to replace us. That's going to start declining. It's about to start this year. At the end of this year, it's going to start. It's going to flow over from here forward. This how it's going to go. It's going to keep getting worse. We're not reproducing enough to replace the 13%. It's going to keep getting lower and lower as the time goes on. Because we're not doing anything that we cannot. The government not going to take care of you, and the government cannot provide enough for you to take care of you, because it's going to require you to be single, a single mom to do it. But the way we're moving today, that's going to slow down, because these women are being convinced that they don't need to reproduce. They need to go to school. They need to have careers. They need to do all these type of things that's going to hinder them from what they need, from reproducing. And then now they're teaching women to hate men and black women. Ain't nobody hate more men than black women hate men. That's going to be a problem. And then on top of that, excuse me, on top of that, They got this 4B movement that they're gonna jump on that, and that's gonna be a hindrance. Then the unaliving of unborn children is a big deal in our community. I think we done did like 19 million plus since like the 70s. We done like 19 million plus. That's a big hindrance because those, you don't know, out of those 19 million, you don't know what they could have been. You don't know what they could have done. You don't know anything about it. They gone. They've been evaporated from life. But we don't care about that. We just gonna keep doing it because they convincing them, oh, it's not a life. It's not a human. Stupidity. That's what they're teaching. Is stupidity. But it's not gonna stop. It's gonna keep getting worse. And then they got the friction between men and women. Black men and black women are at odds with each other at an all-time high. Prior to the civil rights, we was not at an all-time high. Now they tell the women, the black women, that they better than the black man, and then these women got standards that's through the roof. Stuff that they don't even qualify for, but they requiring it for themselves. But they don't have it. They got 4 kids by 4 different dudes, living in the ghetto, living in the hood, but want a 6-figure dude or want a millionaire dude to come through and take them out, and they got to make this much money to take care of them. Do you really? I mean, I don't understand the mindset. You think a dude that's making 6 figures a year gonna go to the hood? I know what the problem is. You look at these rappers, these ghetto hood rappers that you think got so much money, and they really ain't got it. But they're looking at them type of black men thinking that that's what it is. Man, it's some very intelligent men out here black men that's making a lot of money. And they're not looking in the hood for nobody. You say, well, why all them dudes get money and marry outside? I mean, think about it. Why would a dude why would a black man that's making that type of money go to the hood to find a woman with 4 kids by 4 different dudes that's got all this baggage and got all these problems? Why in the world is he going to marry that? But he can go get somebody to come from a respectable family with class that's going to represent him well and going to make him look good. Why would he go to the hood to find that? Why would he go look for that with one of these types? He's not going to do it. But they seen it. They teach it. Black women seem to think that's what's going to happen. And they getting ran through left and right. But they think these dudes going to come down there and just scoop them up and it's all good. This is why we're going to be extinct in about 200 years because we can't get it together. Fathers, some of you dudes got to get together too, man. Stop impregnating these women. You don't got no intention on marrying them. And women, stop opening their legs. You ain't married, why you carrying? But they think somehow that this is going to we're going to survive. You got presidential candidates out here bringing in rappers. So there was no respectable black woman, nowhere they could have brought in and speak. They brought in twerkers. Rapping twerkers and ex-strippers to speak at rallies. That's what they brought. That makes sense. That makes sense. Some respectable stuff. They're not doing that. But they want you to vote for them. And they're going to get you to vote because I've come to realize black women today, most of them, or the ones they put out in front of us, ain't got no morals, no character, no nothing. They don't care. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in family. They hate everything. They hate the unborn child. They don't care about nothing but themselves. And you wonder why the condition is the way it is. And then we not no better. We got black men out here just bumming it. They got no aspirations, lazy, not doing anything with their life, just sitting around being bummy. I mean, it's a chain reaction. The mama ain't got a man. She had a man's kid. The man grew up with just her. She don't care about men, so she hate the son. She teach the son all the bad things. She teach him wrong. She teach the daughter all the wrong things too. She thinks she empowering her by telling her to go and do whatever she want. But then she teaches the son how to be a weak man and trying to make her daughter strong. And then the cycle continues. And neither one of them gonna do nothing right. The son gonna go out here. He gonna impregnate more women because his mama made him dependent on women. The daughter gonna be not able to attract the man because she gonna be so strong and independent that ain't no man gonna want her. It's a continuous cycle. So you think we're gonna still be around in about 200 years? Nah. Then you gotta account for the prison population. All this is gonna contribute to the prison population. That ain't going away. They building more prisons and more prisons and more prisons. Why are they building more prisons? Because they're going to fill them up. And who filling up the prisons right now? Black people. There's white people in there. It's all races in there. But ain't nobody filling them up more than us. And most of the guys that's in there are in there because they was born into a single mother home in the ghetto. That's why. I'm not saying people with two-parent households don't go to prison, but I'm saying the majority that's still in their prison is single mother homes with no father around. Now that could have been prevented. All they gotta do is get married before they carry. But that's not. We can't say that no more. You know, you gotta be able to do whatever you want. No man can control you and all these things. Because control is bad. A man can't have standards. He can't keep control of his household because the woman ain't gonna follow. And she don't know what it means. She don't know what a man is. Have no idea. But you think the black race is gonna still be around in about 200 years? I doubt it. It's gonna be a sprinkle here and there. But for the most part, it's gonna be over. People don't understand what's going on. This battle between black women and men is the dumbest thing that could ever happen to us. Out of all the races of people, we are the ones that should have been the closest. We're the ones that should have been sticking beside each other. We're the ones that should have been holding each other down. We're the ones that should have been standing side by side. We're the ones that should have been worried about no politics. You don't gotta be focused on politics. You just gotta build together. That's all you gotta do is build together. Politics for what? Politics don't mean nothing. Get out there and start building. Come together as unify. Say, hey, look, we're gonna start building something together. We don't own anything. We don't have no communities. We don't have a district where we can go to and say this is a black district, because we don't do nothing respectful. Every time we have something, it's gonna be somebody, one of us will come and destroy it all. You can't have that long and just deal with all black people, because somebody coming to destroy it, somebody coming to rob you, somebody coming to take from you, because our culture is dysfunctional. Our culture is degenerate. Nobody cares, nobody respects anything. We just want to go and take. We don't care, man. And we think we're going to be here in about 200 years. We've been on the decline for a long time. And nobody cares. Nobody looking this up. Nobody don't care. But I tell you what, it's going to happen. And you don't got to believe me, but it's going to happen. You may not be here to see it, but it's going. If you don't understand how statistics work and looking at the numbers and looking at what's going on, we will be back in slavery. Not the slavery of the past, but a new slavery, that prison. Because we can't seem to get our families and the communities in order. Because we promoting and dealing with the wrong things. We can't afford it. I keep saying this over and over again. Share this video. Send it out to people. Talk to people. Do something. It's over. The good days and the good times are done. It's down the drain for the black race. You don't gotta believe me. You don't gotta believe me. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep living how you're living. Keep thinking how you're thinking. And see what happens. Well, you won't be able to see. Well, if there's a heaven, you'll be able to see it. If there's a hell, you'll be able to see it. But that's all it's going to be. Zero. The black community is on its way out because we can't get it together. I'm not making this up. I'm just reporting the truth. You take it for what it's worth. Y'all take care.